Oh, we're back, guys. We are back. Welcome to the JAD podcast. We're unplugging today. I'm your host, one of the letters, D. How's it going?
That's right. Bye. D, we made it. A, how's it going? J, forget about it. Cortana.
Wait, where did A go?
Cortana, I need a weapon. I need the weapon. The new Cortana. Spoilers. Oh, good. Hey, good thing you had your headphones off. I just gave some spoilers.
I'm plugged. I thought we were unplugging.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're unplugging.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys later. It's been a great
Bye.
pod.
I was wondering. I was like,
Yeah.
where
See ya.
are you going? Joe's dropping spoilers. He's unplugging. I can't keep that. I can't keep up. That's what happens when you get a week
Mr.
away.
Chief.
I'm back
Become
again.
Mr.
I'm
Chief.
committing to the bit, but no one else is.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, yeah. No,
I didn't commit to the bit, but I fondled with the bit. You know, I had a fling with the bit. Yeah.
We unplugged.
I didn't go all the way, but I had some fun. You know.
I unplugged my iPhone.
Oh, there you go, guys. Oh,
It's not charging.
speaking of, there's so many things I gotta tell you guys. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
How have you guys been?
Yeah,
Have
we
you
had a
guys
week
missed
off.
me?
Did you guys
Yeah,
miss?
it's been.
Yeah, it's been. We've missed you. It's
yeah,
been.
it's been.
It's been.
It's been.
I thought somebody was gonna. But oh well, maybe not.
Yeah, my God.
Close.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been.
guys, we had a
minute.
sabbatical. We took a week off from the podcast. We took a week off. It was nice. We recharged.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody went to a
Uh,
concert.
Joe went
That's
to
right.
a concert.
Oh, and
What's
I
all
can
that?
tell you guys a
Deets.
story about that.
Deeds.
Not
we need deeds.
not so much the concert itself, but everything surrounding the concert. It's
Astro. Did you go
Oh
to
my
Astro
God,
World?
could you imagine? Yeah, I went to 2.0 and it was even worse. Like 100 people died. Yeah. Oh, that was so brutal.
I
No,
know.
no.
I hate laughing. But it's like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
people-
bad, man. Too
these
soon.
people died. It's so
Yeah, it's
awful.
not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
But
Alright,
well, let's get serious. What actually? And like, all right,
yeah.
like,
Okay. There's so many ways to go here because there's so many things I want to tell you. So I'll start with the concert. First off, I went to a concert last Tuesday. It was a good opportunity for the whole 3-person gang here to just kind of chill and moss and all whatever kids say nowadays. And the whole thing with the concert,
I was gonna say.
we did not buy tickets for a concert on last Tuesday. That is not what we did. My girlfriend and I bought tickets for a concert. We bought the tickets in November of 2019. And the concert
2019.
was,
That was a long time ago.
yeah, and the concert was going to hit, I think, like April of 2020. So they were like, oh no, a pandemic
no.
happened. So we're going to delay it from April all the way to June of 2020. Obviously, that didn't pan out. So they're like, oops, okay, now we're so sorry that we're having to do this a second time, but we're going to delay the concert until November of 2020. And then, oops, boop shtick, looks like we made another mistake. And at this point, everyone's just grinding their teeth, you know. I can only imagine the statistics of like how many people just like gave up and like got rid of their ticket, you know?
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah,
what are you
like,
supposed to
we're
do?
not.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
so then in November, they're like, it's not happening. So this time, we're going to push it all the way to literally just next year. Just fuck it. We're not even going to try to pretend like we know what's going to happen. So maybe if we do an entire year delay, maybe then that'll work. And then we were good by July. So I think they overshot, you know. They got a little scared. They were very reactionary. So we had to wait until November. But finally, it came November 2021. Here we are. You know, it's almost like Halo Infinite. These delays, you got to wait for them. But finally, the time has come. And yeah, so Sam and I went to the concert. It was Dan Mangan, or as he pronounces his name, Dan Mangan. He's
Okay.
Never heard.
It's like a
of him.
single person, but there's like other instruments, and so he's kind of on stage with the guitar and with some more acoustic stuff going on, and it's very
Okay.
good.
Is it inside or outside?
It was inside, so you know, if you had bought alcohol, then you're allowed to take your mask off while you drink it, and otherwise you got a mask on. It's seated, so everyone just stay in your seats, but like it's not distanced. It's not like an empty seat, empty seat kind of a thing. None
How
of
was
that.
the
I
turnout?
was squished right next to someone. The turnout was
a
good,
good
turnout?
but it wasn't sold out. The entire floor seating was sold, but then all of the balcony seatings were just empty. There was like one couple on a balcony seat, and it's like, damn, sucks for them.
Wow.
There were the one couple.
They could have
that-
came down. They could have came down. They could
They
have
could have just walked down. I'm sure we had
They
empty
could have came
seats.
down.
Well-
There was empty seats.
I think
Yeah.
I'd prefer to be on my own up on the balcony if you were saying you were squished next to people.
Right, that's a good point. They got a
Yeah.
VIP experience. Yeah.
They got the VIP. You got the Astro.
Oh God! Oh, I got Astro,
Yeah.
except the bubble wrapped Astro, so I was safe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, no one died at your concert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
my
We had
goodness,
seats.
I still
We were
can't believe
contained.
that.
Yeah.
Still can't believe that. My goodness.
Yeah, but so it was
Okay,
kind of
really
interesting.
devastating.
The person who's next to me, I was on the left side, and there was a dude next to me with like a bunch of people, and he was an older gentleman. He was double fisting Heinekens, tall boys.
Okay.
He had one in his cup holder, and then one in my cup holder. And I'm like,
Oh,
Rude.
what is that? Like? That's awfully brave of you to think that you can just take. Like, what if I came with a drink? I would have just grabbed your Heineken and probably tossed it at the stage. Be like, fuck you. Just put my
oh my gosh. Astro. Astro.
I would have created Astro World. I would have done it
Oh my
myself. I would have
gosh.
instigated. Speaking of which,
I
have you guys
guess-
heard?
Yeah, I guess that's the problem with
You're
those
Astro ready. You're Astro
in
ready.
like
Master-
theaters and cinemas and stuff. Those seats have 2 cup holders.
But it's not supposed to. Yeah.
Only one person per row can have 2 holders. Everyone else
Yeah.
would get 1.
Yeah, exactly.
It's-
It's a very interesting system they have.
yeah.
However, I will say this: the cup holders. This is what makes things even interesting. The concert that we were at was like a theater, right? So it's supposed to be used for other things, but for this they were having this concert, and the cup. They thought that they weren't going to do what Cineplex does, so they're like, we're going to put our cup holders on the back of the seat of the person in front of you, so that way your cup holder is directly in front of you. That way there's no confusion. There's no left or right.
Whoa.
So the person beside me put his right in front of me and one right in front of him. And it's like, there's just a Heineken staring me in the face. I'm like, what?
Maybe it was meant for you. Maybe he
Yeah,
was
maybe it's a
just
gift. He didn't say a word, but it was just his way of being like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's a
There
friendly
you go.
Heine.
It's so.
And I go, man, I'd rather have you tickle my Heine than give me a Heine. Come on, bro.
Yeah. I
That's-
don't do well.
Can,
with
can you
these-
imagine being like on an aeroplane and the person next to you just pulls your seat tray down?
Oh my,
and
the
puts
tray
the
down and
on
just
your
puts the cup
seat
there.
tray?
Yeah, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, you have like your laptop out and he just closes your laptop and pulls the tray down. It's like, sorry, bro, I'm double fisting. I need your spot.
Yeah, where am I meant to put it, bro?
Not
What am I
me.
supposed to do? You just pour it in their face, like there. Yeah.
My
Uh,
face would be so pushed up the whole time.
Yeah.
I'd just be sitting there like,
Not dancing, not anything.
Exactly.
That becomes your whole day.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
then I would then go
people-
deliberately
those-
buy a drink and then fill it
Yeah.
just to be spiteful. Like I would go
That's
buy a
true.
pop and just be like holding the pop and there's right in there just to be spiteful. I would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd go buy an
Pop the
$8
top and then, like,
Coca-Cola and be like,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Or you,
Yeah.
you grab his Heineken and then you like kind of plug it so there's just a sliver open and then you shake it and just spray it at him. You're like, champagne
Oh my
party!
gosh, we're going back to
would-
Astro.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you start a fight, and then yeah.
He's ready. He's Astro ready. I'm just trying to get a Coca-Cola and
Okay,
chill.
hey, listen,
It's
guys. You
extra
see that
ice.
behind me? What's that? That's space. I am
Space,
Astro
yeah.
ready.
Right.
I'm
He's
ready.
ready.
Joe, what is that behind you?
Oh, well,
What
listen.
is that?
So, basically,
no.
the plot of Halo Infinite is. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Oh my god.
So, oh my God, you guys.
It's always-
In approximately a week and a day, Halo Infinite, the 6th installment of the Master Chief Saga, drops. We have waited 6 years for this. I think I have a feeling that they were initially planning on dropping it in 2018, and development muddiness happened that kind of
Oh,
fudged
muddy.
that up. And then
Cyber.
they got scared.
Cyberpunk.
They didn't know what to do. Yeah. It's a cyber, but they handled it a lot better than Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk
They
was-
learned.
they were too honest. Cyberpunk, well, first off, they lied, but they were also honest. You know, it's like they shouldn't have revealed anything. They were too eager. They're like, like they knew that they were barely halfway done the game, and they're like, look, guys, look, and it's like, bro, chill. It's like with Halo Infinite, they've been working on that game for like 6 years. They didn't say a peep. 2018, they dropped like a concept trailer that was going to be nothing like the actual game, just to say, hey, there is a game in works.
Mm.
And then 2019, they were like, okay, we think it's going to come out 2020, so let's just say that. So 2019, it was like, yeah, it's going to come out next year. And then they showed the E3 demo in 2020. And
it went down really well. And there was also
and it came out, and here,
And
yeah,
so
so
they-
really post.
Yeah.
Totally flawless. Yeah.
That's exactly everything that happened.
I gotta say, they have, there's too much I can say about what they've released so far, because obviously there's a lot of controversy behind it, but I think they did finally fix it. And I heard, first off, do you guys know about the controversies? So, a little something called microtransactions.
Oh,
Halo
yeah.
Infinite's multiplayer, they said it's free to play. And everyone just went, uh-oh, because free to play doesn't mean it's free. It means it's more expensive than if you were to buy it. If it was $60, then you spend $60, and then you just get to play and unlock things. But they say it's free to play, so now they can charge $20 for a color. And they have done that, and people have spent over $1,000. It's like, whoa, that doesn't sound free to play. You have the choice to just not spend anything, of course.
That's
but then,
getting robbed to play.
Yeah. It doesn't change gameplay. It's purely cosmetic, but that is important to Halo veterans, because we are used to being able to customize our Spartans freely. So now we're too emotionally attached to that idea. We can't let it go. I have spent $10, and that was on the Battle Pass, which we have already been told that that's what it would cost, so that's like no biggie. But yeah.
Okay, well, they're going to be ranking in some cash then. Dang.
Yeah. So I guess, I didn't finish that point. So the whole thing. No. It's not. Oh no.
Are you still there, Joe?
Oh yeah.
I'm getting some delay. I'm getting some delay.
Hello. I'm seeing Derron crystal clear.
I see myself.
Help me.
One second.
It's the
Aidan,
banished.
I
They're
don't
trying to
see
capture
Joe.
me.
I don't see Joe. Joe,
Oh,
you're
no.
seeing too much. Yeah, Halos, they're coming for you. They're coming for you.
The Halo
They're
is coming
for
you.
guys.
Can
Can
you
you
hear me?
hear me, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, he's back.
You
Everybody's
guys are coming
back.
crystal clear.
And we're back.
Sorry, guys. So the way that the story ends is that finally today they said, "Oops, sorry guys, that was kind of evil of us." I mean, it wasn't their fault. It was Microsoft is the one that's making that up. Oh, you guys, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Cool. And so they were like, "Oops, sorry," and like 343 presumably knew the whole time that this was a terrible idea and that it would cause outrage. So they said, "Now we're kind of fixing it. You can still spend over $1,000, but now we'll give you more options to get more armors and colors and stuff." So it's like, all right, you have to fix it. That's the best that we can expect. They intentionally pushed it way too far to find out how much they could get away with, and now they're dialing it back. It's the same thing they do with gas prices. They make gas prices way too high. Everyone gets outraged, and then a week or a month later, then they just lower it like a fraction of a cent. So it's still like 30 percent higher than it used to be, but everyone's relieved. They go, "Oh, amazing, it went down." It's like how you manipulate the masses, basically. So that's what Microsoft has done in this case. They've turned Halo evil.
So I've played a little bit of the multiplayer.
Oh, Aidan, we gotta get each other's gamer tags.
Well, I'm not crazy on it.
Wow.
Wait, but
I remember you playing it too.
Have you been like a big fan of previous Halo multiplayer titles?
No. I like the Halo campaigns.
Yeah.
But the Halo multiplayer, you have to be very good.
It is sweaty. It's very sweaty.
And I'm not that good. And obviously, because it's been a while and this game's brand new,
he's not that good.
Definitely not good.
Hey, that's okay. You're a casual gamer when it comes to Halo.
And also, this multiplayer, it doesn't have everything, right? Like, it doesn't have, like, team swap, or it doesn't have...
It's missing a bunch.
The zombie one, whatever that's called. It doesn't, it doesn't have those kind of fun ones.
Yeah.
So it's missing those. But yeah, there's like so many of these hardcore people in there who are already ranked really high. They've got all these armors and stuff.
And like, they're pent up because they don't have these other play modes. So they're just invading normal Slayer and just killing everyone.
It's full of losers right now. But yeah, I noticed that they had all these
Feel attacked.
pay to win stuff, all these microtransaction stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just the way games are going. It's just a natural evolution of the company just keeping up with the times, and
Yeah.
that's what's popular right now with Fortnite and whatever other games are
I was just
doing
going
it.
to mention, it seems like it's more adult Fortnite. Just before you said
Yeah.
that, I was going to say, it seems like it's adult Fortnite with all these skins and things like that. Because
Yeah, because it is more realistic looking. Like it's soldiers in armor. It's not like cartoon people like with unicorn helmets, but it is still colorful, so it'll still attract the younger audience. And they made
Yeah.
sure, and they've been doing this since Halo 5, is they make sure that there's just enough blood splatter when you're shooting people that it can still be T for teen. Because Halo has always been rated M for mature. You go in campaign mode and gun down an elite, and blue blood is like splattered, and you can keep shooting its corpse, and the blood pool just gets bigger. It's crazy. There's so much blood in that game. And then as
Wow.
the games
Blue
have
blood.
gone on, they've gotten like more scared of doing it. And obviously
T for
multiplayer, you're
teen.
shooting humans because it's Spartan versus Spartan, so you're murdering other human beings.
Yeah.
And then so with Halo Infinite, you can shoot someone, and there will be like a tiny little blood splatter effect, but then it like disappears in the air, and there's no blood left on the ground. So that way, it's not as traumatic. So they get to be a T for teen, which is smart. I mean,
teen.
it'd be nice if the campaign was like hardcore, which I think it might be with the characters. I feel like they're going to do an amazing job with the characters, especially because the writer is not the writer who did Halo 5.
Ha!
It's I think it's the writer who did the Arkham Batman series.
Fuck
Yeah,
that guy.
Halo 5 writer, man, if I could meet you, you have no idea. I haven't been training for it, but I'm as ready as I would be if I did training. Just by pure rage, I am.
Yeah, fuck that guy, whoever it was.
Yeah. We hope that no one remembers your name and you disappear into history.
We hope you just get to write for like shitty mobile games now.
Exactly.
That probably pay even better.
Trash.
Mobile games probably pay even better than next gen games. So,
get out of here.
Next gen.
Whoever the writer is for this, yeah, it's got high hopes. Yeah, so we'll see.
First name next. Last name
I don't know if I had asked you guys this in a previous episode because we've done so many episodes now, but do you think that Mr. Chief will die, or do you think he will live on for infinity? Will be infinite? Because he's like a 60-year-old man now. He's an old ass Spartan.
He ain't dying.
He ain't dying. Everyone loves the Chief.
I mean, he's not real. He's like Mario.
He's not dying.
That's a good way to put it.
Zelda,
no,
Link,
but at least there's stakes. Because I feel like with Link and Mario and stuff, it's almost like now I'm forgetting the name of it. What's the name of like shows that plots don't continue? Every episode's new, like an anthology almost, or something like that. Yeah, I feel like that's Nintendo's route, especially with Link. Holy shit, they just reincarnate him, so it doesn't matter what the story is. But with Master Chief, it's a singular story. And granted, Halo 1 is insane. He is immortal. Like, how do you survive that? He literally, like, the shit he went through in that first game is insane. At least, like, in the second game, it's like he's, like, hiding, and there's, like, more covert stuff. In Halo 1, he literally blows up a Halo. It's like, holy shit, bro.
No,
he's never done anything that epic.
I feel like because he's fictional, and it's science fiction, and he's a super soldier in a super soldier suit, he can just live forever. They can just drag it because he is
Halo.
He is Halo.
Like, they tried to introduce a new main character in Halo 5, and
no one was feeling it. No one wanted that.
Sad.
But,
sad, but what can you do?
When I was a kid, and when I was a kid, and the first Halo came out, even though we're all the same age. I thought that the main character, I thought Master Chief, was called Halo because I thought.
Oh, you pulled a Zelda. When people go, that guy is Zelda. It's like he's a Link.
Actually, Link is the character. Yeah. That's I thought that he was called Halo, and because he was on the cover art, and why would they not name it after the main character?
Yeah, it's like X-Men. I used to think Wolverine's name was X-Men for so long.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good one.
But An X-Man, not X-Men. X-Man.
He's
Right.
X-Man. Yeah.
Because it just makes sense. He was always doing this and like had.
Yeah.
X-Men,
Yeah.
Why is
he
he saying
makes X symbol,
Wolverine?
yeah.
How does a kid say Wolverine? That doesn't even make sense.
It's too many syllables.
And then all those stupid kids that thought that a Wolverine was a wolf. Ha! Actually, a Wolverine is a type of badger.
Actually,
I don't think I've ever been curious enough to actually look into it, but it is a badger.
Yeah.
Are they Canadian? Are they a Canadian animal, or is that a lie?
They are North American, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are some Wolverines in America, probably. They don't believe in borders.
No. They're kind of like, yeah, they're like badgers and like mongooses, that sort of creature where it's like, you don't fuck with them, you know? Like, they might be
Right,
small.
the honey badger.
Wow,
Honey badgers don't take no
language.
shit.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
honey
This
badger.
is T for teen, M for mature. This episode, guys, we went from T
Oh.
for teen to M to
Dude,
mature.
I was swearing at the camera earlier.
M for mature. This episode,
Yeah.
fighting violence and swearing.
Fuck yeah!
That's what it
Don't mind
says.
me while I enjoy
It's
nice
some
cup of
alcohol.
shut the
It's some
fuck up.
alcohol stock.
Woo! Yeah, that's right.
This
Drunk
is
off this
so
cursing.
So,
Yeah.
going back to Halo, which is out in a week, on Monday.
Hell yeah! Guess
Joe-
what I'm not doing with my life? Anything else?
What did you tell us you bought, Joe?
What did I buy?
Yeah, what did you buy?
Oh, I bought the second I found out that there were plans to have a pre-order for this. I was like, I'm so in, it's insane. And the last time I did this was for Halo 4, I think. And then Halo 5 I just completely ditched until like years after it came out. But I bought the edition steel case, super extravaganza version. Steel
Okay.
case.
No,
You
just
buy
went
it,
all
it's
out.
just hard
So,
metal, and you're like,
Master Chief armor comes with a full Spartan armor. Comes with a assault rifle.
it comes with a real gun. Yeah.
Yeah, and a warthog.
So cool.
Shows up
It
like
comes
drive.
with the
You
warthog
need
in the
it.
box.
You need
Yeah.
it.
In the box. It's a real full-size warthog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
It's like
bad
when
for
I got,
Best Buy delivery drivers.
It's like when I got Indian in the cupboard. And it comes with a little Indian and a key.
It does.
VHS.
Wow, that
How
aged like milk.
controversial.
Yeah, that is. It's very controversial, but it was a real little Indian and a little guy like this. But it was dressed up, so you nobody knew if he was real or not.
Oh, and then you thought that every time you closed the box, he would come alive.
Right. Childhood imagination. What are you gonna do? All right. Well, I don't know if it's safe to say my
Yep.
internet is not the best. Oh.
Box, right? That's the outside of like. But oh, he's out.
Hello. Oh no.
He's
Can
gone.
you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh,
I
thank
just
gosh.
can't see you.
Oh no, guys. Okay,
You're
so
back.
clearly
You're still coming.
since I've been gone, the internet has done something.
Kelly Clarkson, hi, welcome back.
Wow.
Since you've been gone,
Yeah.
he's
So
back.
Joe pre-ordered the Ultra HD metal case Halo Special Edition.
That's right.
Yeah.
I had the one of that, Joe, the metal case one for Halo 3. I had that version.
Nice. I
Um,
was late to the game. I literally didn't get into Halo until after Halo 3 came out.
Oh.
No friend from
Yeah,
high
just
school.
late to the
Oh
game.
no! Whoa! Wait, come back, come back! It was the year 2007. It wasn't that late in the game. Oh no!
Hell?
Way to go!
What the
No,
hell?
Aidan, I'm sorry. I take it back. I'll lie to you. I'll say whatever it
He
takes.
committed.
he's a fake fan.
Aidan,
He's a fake fan.
I'm not a fake fan. Come on. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. I was a Nintendo
He is
boy my
he
entire
is-
life. I was Nintendo. Woohoo!
I
Woohoo!
agree.
That's what I was.
GameCube.
Through and through.
Hey, Chris Pratt.
N64, GameCube, Wii. I was all in, right? People were making fun of the Wii in high school. I was like, these butts don't know nothing. And then I met someone who just recently got an Xbox 360, presumably with Halo 3 as well. And they said, hey, now they got the new console. You dumb Nintendo scrub. Here, have this original Xbox from the year 2001. I'm like, epic. So he gives me his old Xbox for free. And he gives me Halo. And then I play it.
Wow.
And then I play the first Halo game. And it blows my mind. It
Wow.
blew it up like the Halo behind me. That's what it did to my brain.
Yeah.
And I've never been the same. I've been mentally damaged ever
He's
since.
been locked in since, yeah.
Blew my
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
He literally plugged the Xbox into the back of his head like Cortana.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah.
Matrix.
Put him in.
I know Kung Fu. I know how to use the assault rifle.
Matrix.
I know how to jump shoot.
But yeah, and then so very quickly, I got Halo 2. I like bought it at Rogers Video. And then I literally, my first job, I got it to specifically buy an Xbox 360 so that it could specifically play Halo 3. And then as soon as I built up enough money over like a month or two, I quit my job because I didn't understand how jobs worked. I was like, okay, I got enough money for the Xbox 360. I quit, bye. And then I bought the Xbox 360. I literally didn't understand how
And
jobs
then
worked.
had
I was
no
like, I
money.
need money and my parents won't give it to me. So I bought an Xbox 360, got Halo 3, and then played it for 5 years or however long. Because yeah, Halo 3 ODST when it
Wow.
came out, it still
No
had the
job,
Halo
too.
3 multiplayer. I mean, I was in school, so I was busy, but yeah,
No,
doing
it's just
things.
so funny.
Yeah.
It's just so
I literally got like $200 and then just quit. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I've never looked back. And then I got Halo 3 ODST the second it came out. I didn't get anything special for it. And then Halo
I
Reach, I
would've
bought the
been-
Legendary Edition with the figures.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought the whole thing.
That
And
was
then
cool.
Halo 4, I didn't get Legendary because you had to buy like the whole Xbox console. I was like, I already have that. Why would I buy that? So I just got the limited edition one, which was steel case and everything.
That shit is hilarious, guys.
Yeah, and then I just
blown
started,
away.
you know, and then this tale takes a dark turn, and then I start drinking heavily, and so I kind of stopped playing video games. And then I didn't get the Xbox One, so I didn't play Halo 5. And then it wasn't until I stopped drinking that I bought an Xbox One, and then played Halo 5. So that literally just happened recently, like 2019. Yeah, which isn't recent anymore. Come to think of it, that was 2 years ago. It's
But
weird
I
to think.
feel like these 2 years, they're really just like 1 year, and we should just reset the calendars.
Exactly.
Fine.
When New Year's hits, people
Yeah.
are making jokes. People are
It's just
making jokes about
2020
that.
again. We just do 2020 again.
Yeah,
like-
going into 2022.
And
Like we
2020 was like.
yeah, 2 years are gone.
Yeah, but we just we have a redo. I'm sure
Is
that
it
won't
20
mess
oh,
up
it's
all
2021
the,
now.
the like numerical calendars, and that won't mess anything up, will it? If we just reset them, we're fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah.
Fine. And it certainly won't confuse future generations when there's like archaeologists like digging us up and stuff. Be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's weird. There's 2 years missing from the timeline.
I mean, hey, listen. When we look back at the Dark Ages, we literally don't know how many years passed because it's like we started recording history, however many thousands of years ago, you know, at least 10,000 years ago, and then so we have recorded history up to a certain point, like in Europe, right? Like there was the Roman Empire, all that stuff, and then all of a sudden everything just kind of disappears. And there's just no records of anything. Like all the scribes were killed. Like just the religion of Christianity just completely wiped out history for like 600 years or something. So I don't know if it was that long. I literally have no idea. How long was it? 100, maybe 200 years?
I don't.
I
Yeah,
have no
I actually
idea.
don't
That's
know.
the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. I would say like
History was
200 years,
erased.
maybe.
There's a few times in history where that sort of stuff's happened, like the burning of the libraries in Alexandria, was it? Yeah, and it's like who knows what was in there.
See, yeah, that
Gone.
was Tesla before
True.
Tesla existed. They're like, I've invented electricity, and then they burned it.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
oops, now it's going to take another 1,000 years to solve.
Speaking of time, Joe, segue.
Yeah. Segue.
Have you watched The Wheel of Time?
No, I was kind of buying into the hype. I was like, okay, let's go, and then I looked at the reviews and I was like, listen, I haven't read these books. I have no emotional connection. It seems like it should be good, but the reviews are rough.
The reviews are rough. They're rough.
Yeah. What has your experience been with it?
It's just fine. It's fine.
How deep in are you?
It's not amazing. It's not like groundbreaking.
We're fully in.
It's not like we've watched all 4 episodes that are out so far.
Okay.
But it's definitely not like like when you're first watching Game of Thrones and you're like, whoa, this is incredible.
It didn't
break
any.
It's not that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty standard kind of TV storytelling. It's just got a decent budget. That's kind of the only thing that makes it stand out.
Right. But do you think that they were trying to go for like a new Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Or was that not the vibe? Is that the vibe? Yeah. I feel like
I don't know. If that's the vibe, then they're not hitting it. They're not hitting the vibe. Because I don't know what it is. It just seems super like
Very-
like amateur maybe compared to like Game of Thrones. It just seems very amateur. Like it just
Yeah.
seems like even though the budget's there,
Yeah.
there's just like things that are not polished enough. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to really have you immersed into the world. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
and the
like little
pacing's weird
details.
too. The pacing's really weird because like the first episode,
Yeah.
you know, it's obviously pilot episodes. They have to introduce all the characters, so they take the time
Yeah.
to do that. But there's no momentum in the first episode, so you're bored the whole time
Oh no, that's not
until
good.
right at the end, and there's
There's
like
no
a big
adventure.
Yeah.
piece at the end
Yeah.
to kind of
Okay.
round off the episode. So you're like, oh, cool, this is what the show's about. Here's a big
We're
action.
leading. Yeah, we're leading into this. Yeah.
And it leads into the second episode, and then the second episode is just the aftermath of that episode. So there's nothing really happens in that one.
They go boring. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the third episode, it's like the journey begins episode. So like, okay, we're out doing. It's lots of Lord of the Rings shots where it's helicopters over mountains, and you see the people really small walking over hilltops, and they're walking through big forests and stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like, the
okay.
journey's begun, and
Yeah,
then
that's
it
good.
slows down again. Yeah, just as
Oh.
it gets, the journey gets, and it's kind of like it's like.
It's a lot of journey. It's like, why is there so much journey? I don't get
Lots
it.
of
Stop
journeying,
Stop
but
journey.
not enough
Like
like
action,
fast journey. They're not walking fast enough. They're not like
Drag
Come
your
on.
feet. Come
Yeah.
on, boy. Pick your feet up, boy. Yeah, learn how to
Yeah,
hustle.
something's like missing. I think, to be honest, like what's missing maybe is, or maybe I don't know if this is a thing, because like maybe I just like I'm thinking of it now. I'm
Yeah.
thinking the people in it are not like cohesive. Like I just feel like in certain shows everybody's kind of cohesive. Like they all look somewhat the same. They look like they all
Sure,
belong
sure.
together. They all look like they are in a village, for instance, an example. They
Yeah.
look like that it was a village that could have been all the same people would have been. They look
Yeah.
somewhat the same. They're gonna dress somewhat the same. They're gonna,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know.
It's
I don't know
it's
how to
almost having
explain
like a no. I think you did a good job. It's like a live action version of anime where all of the characters look in like too unique. It's like their
Yes.
costumes are insane. It's just
Yes.
completely different in
So you
every
can
good
way.
tell
example.
everyone apart. Yeah,
Right.
everybody's
Yeah.
unique looking, even though they've all been cast unique looking anyway. Like
Yeah.
like they've made sure that they've filled like the person of color quota and like the different
Right.
ethnicities
Every
and the
type.
different. They've filled all the quotas, but then
Yeah.
they've also dressed them all uniquely as well.
I
Yeah.
don't know how
So
to
it's kind
explain
of
it.
like
It's like
It's as if it's like a UN meeting. It's like every
well,
different.
no, I'll tell you what it's like, Joe. It's like you're
Yeah.
in a lobby of like
oh no.
Aidan.
Oh no.
everybody's created their own character in the game.
Oh, wait. Okay, I got a bit of that.
Yeah,
We
can you
got
say
the
that
end of the
again?
sentence. Something like,
Um,
probably a roster. Is that what I'm guessing?
I was saying it's a bit like being in an online game where everyone gets to create their own character of like NPCs and stuff walking around, and everyone's just and they've all got different skins on and stuff, different costumes.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's kind of
Right.
a good example. Yeah. It's just like okay, like a good example would be like yeah, that is how you mentioned it is a good example. It's like they all okay. When I saw like for instance in Lord of the Rings, when I saw Orlando Bloom, I was like, wow, that is so cool and unique, even though he looks the same as everybody else. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. There's a general aesthetic to the world.
Yeah, it's like everybody
Yeah.
looks like elves. They all look like they're
If
in
you're
the
an elf, you
same
look like an elf.
world.
A dwarf looks like a dwarf. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I don't know how to
they're
explain it.
no,
But
yeah.
then
It's
like
well, it's the
everybody.
same thing as the real world. The real world has different countries which have different cultures, different wardrobes,
Not
different
just people that are
hairstyles,
casted in a show,
and they're all
and then
from the
now are
exact
all the
same
same.
village, but they look like
It's like,
completely different.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Joe. It's like that
Yeah.
doesn't. I'm out of the universe already. They're all
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
like I don't know. It's just. It's
Well,
just,
no, I mean,
even
I think another example might be the movie Eternals. No spoilers, but that movie is
Eternals,
also an
okay.
ensemble cast, right? It has every different type of person. However,
Yep.
because they're all from the same group, kind of a thing, like they all descend from space or whatever. They and all they're like color coded, but all of their suits are the same design because it's like they come from the same place, so they have this similar
Mm.
aesthetic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Even
So
though
that
they're
kind of
radically
binds them
different,
together.
they're all
Yeah.
kind of you can tell they're all the same, like from the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and that's what it's missing. I think it's just like
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones, it's like you can just tell they're all different people, but they're all still the same. I remember watching Game of Thrones because I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, but I just remember watching the show and being like, wow, their attention to detail, minus the Starbucks cup and all that stuff, is
Yeah, last season.
amazing. Like amazing.
Yeah.
Like the outfits, the clothes. It's like the people
The
that did
amount of
this did
research that
some
went into
really
it.
good research and they were really committed.
Yeah.
This is a little like I can like I
Yeah,
could style these people like in this day and age and they can wear these clothes outside. Like it's
it
not
it's definitely down
Yeah.
to the styling because yeah, like Game of Thrones is a great example because you can spot someone who is like from Winterfell and be like they're from Winterfell, they're a Stark or they're
yeah,
whatever. But then you
exactly.
can look at a Lannister and immediately because of the costume, you're like that person's a Lannister, that person's rich. You
Correct.
can,
Yeah.
it's
They
just
come from a
so
different
easy to
house, a different
yeah.
dynamic, different language.
But in
Yeah.
this show, it's like they're all the four main characters. They're all from the same village, and they're all poor, except one of them's extra poor, and then the main guy, he's
I
got
think
like
he's
this. We keep calling him the what do we say? Milan Fashion Week, like
he
his
looks
straight
like a
outfit.
model. Like he just looks
Yeah,
so
he
over
looks
like
like a model. He's got this
groomed.
enormous trench coat that goes all the way to his ankles, and it's
Yeah.
made from like sheepskin but it looks like a designer costume. Like it
And
doesn't
like
look
where are
like
the
a
sheep? There's no
real.
Oh, you
sheep.
know what? Oh, so this is you know what this is giving me vibes of? Hunger Games. It didn't do what it sounds like the show's doing, but it was dangerously close. I feel like Hunger Games bordered on the edge of being a little too much when it came to their wardrobe. Granted, you have poor people, and then you have the rich people, and the rich people dress ridiculous, but that's
Yeah.
on purpose. So it's
Yes.
Yeah.
totally fine. But I remember by the time the second movie came around of Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen, who was born and raised poor, after winning the game, going back to her hometown. So even though now she's like given a house, it's like a housing situation. Like, oh, if you win, then you get like a house instead of a shack.
Yeah.
But she's like wearing a designer outfit and going hunting in it. And I'm like, you were born and raised with rags. You wouldn't put on a designer outfit unless you had to. That's not your personality type. That
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not cohesive with what we already know about you.
Mhm.
It's kind of nonsense. Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
but they didn't
It's
do that too much.
corny.
I only remember that one specific kind of scene where that was happening. I was like, that doesn't make sense. That fashion is too much. And
Yes.
obviously after that movie came out, guess what? Wherever was selling, I have no idea, but I just remember being at a mall and seeing the Katniss Everdeen
Oh
look,
no
the
way.
scarf, and the specific thing that they were doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm
But yeah,
like,
I
this
agree.
hurts
It's
my
too
this
much.
hurts. Yeah, it hurts my
Yeah.
brain.
It's too much. It's way too
It
much.
broke the immersion. Yeah.
It's too much fashion for sure. It's like they're trying to make them look good, but then like there's this a black gentleman in it and his haircut, his lineup is like perfect. It's like where is he
People in
going getting
today's
this
day and
lineup?
age can't even get it that good.
Like
Yeah.
where are you getting this lineup?
million
Come
dollar haircut.
on. It's a no
Yeah.
for me. It's a no for me. I'm sorry. It's just like
And
what are
let
you
me guess, they
doing?
have
I'm
pearly white
out.
teeth.
Pearly
It's
Oh
white
like
teeth,
Middle
yeah.
Ages.
hairs.
And
It
yeah.
just doesn't. It's
Yeah.
that's how I felt about the lady in that cowboy movie we watched a couple days ago. Well, it was a couple weeks ago. We watched this cowboy movie on Netflix. All right, cool soundtrack. It was just so, but
Yeah.
they were the beginning of the movie is showing these guys shooting these two cowboys in the middle of, I guess they actually no, it was they were hijacking
The train
guys
bit.
that yeah, that were like okay, whatever, besides the point. This gentleman is chewing on tobacco, so his teeth are
Right.
super rotten. But
Yeah.
like later in the movie, one of the main stars, her teeth veneers. It's like, come on. No, she can't have veneers. I don't care. She can't have veneers. If this
Yeah,
is
just be
4K,
consistent with the
no.
world and just give her fake teeth that she puts on top of the
Yeah,
Yes,
actual.
just
or
give her
just
fake
rub
teeth.
some. They can
Rub
rub
shit in her
Oh, right.
teeth.
a pigment on it.
Oh, it
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
me so mad. I can't. That stuff really takes me out of the zone. It takes me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It takes me out. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't
That
watch
that's one
this.
thing that I think about, and this is obviously like who knows if this will ever happen, but if the books that I've written end up getting turned into movies, the third book takes place in the future, but it's been we've kind of devolved and stuff, and we're back into like the old fashioned monarchy and stuff. I would be so adamant, like if it, because it's one of those things where I wouldn't direct it, I have no control in that regard, but I would be like, this movie isn't being made unless the girls have armpit hair, everyone has shitty teeth, um,
Yeah,
they all have like sweat and greasy hair, like they need to look as if showers don't
yeah,
exist and as if they haven't fixed
yes.
dental
Yeah.
care
No,
because like come on, like
agreed.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Aidan kept
well,
mentioning, like,
You
oh,
will
his
ruin my
jacket's
movie if
finally
you don't
getting
make it
dirtier.
immersive. It has to be immersive.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny you should say that, Derron, because I uploaded my new TikTok today exactly about this.
The
Oh,
jacket?
no kidding.
TikTok / movie Motel or something, I don't know. Yes, I made a quick little thing about Wheel of Time because, Joe, as we're watching this show, we're noticing that no one's clothing is dirty.
Oh, that hurts. Yeah.
Like he's
And
wearing
it's
this jacket. This
Yeah,
Gap
he's got
jacket.
this long sheepskin jacket where on the inside it's got like the wool, like the white sheep
Oh yeah.
wool,
Yeah.
perfectly spotless. There's this girl who's got like a ankle length dress on, and there's no mud on the bottom of it. Like she's walking, you're walking through the woods and there's no. At one point, she's getting chased by these monsters and she tumbles down a hill. Next scene, she's spotless.
It's like,
Right?
Yeah.
They're camping out in the
The amount
wilderness.
of
They're
effort
washed.
that the wardrobe people have to put in to keep that stuff clean after every shot, because I'm sure it gets dirty in real life. All of that effort, and it's for something that's literally not good. It should be dirty, like to be in the world. Yeah, that hurts. I hate
and then
that.
like there's this like their kind of like Aragon character who's on the team who's like
the
this
ranger.
he's like this
Aragon.
Japanese.
Is that the dragon thing?
No,
That's
Aragorn?
Aragorn.
That's Aragon. Lord of the Rings, Aragon, the character.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing Aragon like the dragon.
No.
I think there's an R
What?
somewhere.
No.
No. Yeah, he's like I guess he's a Japanese actor, but the character is like inspired by Japanese culture, so he's got like this cool samurai robe kind of
He's
thing.
alright. Yeah, I like his.
He's really cool. He's got a katana. It kind of makes sense, right? Because it's still medieval style. It's still medieval history.
As long as he's not from that village, at least, because it's like, why doesn't everyone?
No, he wasn't from the same village.
Okay,
but he's always fighting the monsters and stuff and having sword fights. No blood on him. No drops of blood. Like it's perfectly.
Yeah.
His outfit's pretty cool though, but I wish they designed his outfit more like everyone else's. Like for instance, I hate to use Lord of the Rings as an example, but it's like in Lord of the Rings, they're all dressed like they should be dressed, but they're all consistently dressed like that. So they look.
Yeah.
Everybody's just dressed in like rags, but they're all nice, clean, put together rags that like. I mean,
Yeah, and
really
also
rags. It's not really. It's just
like in Lord of the Rings. Even though like the hobbits dress different to the elves, who dress different to the orcs, who dress different to the dwarves and the wizards, but there was still like a consistent color palette and a consistent material. So everything in Lord of the Rings was either wool or leather or armor, metal. Yeah. And there was lots of greens and browns, and that was kind of it. Green, brown, maybe gray if you Gandalf.
Because it's like, imagine in that world, there are textile mills where people are producing clothing in their village, in their town.
100%.
And so they're grabbing what exists in their area and then producing clothes. Yeah. So it's like they don't have color dyes yet, or those who do, like the elves, they use it to blend in.
Wheel of Time, these ladies look like they're from literally Value Village. Like they're dressed like dreads with like cloth in their hair, and like it's just like this is too modern.
Yeah,
with
like all these patterns,
septum piercings. It's like
they
wouldn't have a septum. I don't know. Maybe they might have a septum piercing, but the one girl that remember I was mentioning, I was like the one girl that had the septum piercing. I'm like, I don't know. Why does she have that piercing?
Yeah.
Right. It's too
much. Maybe
like,
it could.
There's these wizards, Joe. There's these wizards or witches. I don't know. I guess they're wizards, but there's female ones, and they're all brightly colored costumes because I guess it's like you can be a wizard, a red wizard, or a blue wizard, or a green wizard. And it means something different. A bit like in Lord of the Rings, you can have grey wizards and white wizards. But but seeing someone with bright red colored clothing. It looks really fake. It's like it wouldn't be that.
Yeah. Why it makes it look like they're on Blue's Clues.
Right. Yeah. And then,
like, where did you get that from?
Yeah.
Who made that for you? And do they produce more than just one?
Yeah. Thing? And just something else before we'll wrap up the Wheel of Time talk. But storytelling wise, like the lore is really hard to get into because it's just the exposition's so heavy. And they're using such the wording of all these like mythical gods and religions and magic and stuff that they're talking about. We've had to put subtitles on because we're like we don't know what words they're saying. We don't know what these words.
It's like made up words. Yeah.
Mixed with current day dictionary and encyclopedia words. It's
Oh, that's the
crazy. It's
worst.
insane. It's the worst.
Yeah, they don't even talk as if it's like they're from a different cadence. Like it's
No, yeah,
It's
they're
like
Shakespearean.
they're
just talking regular, and then they'll mention like,
Hey, how's
oh,
it
an
going?
elder god whose name was blah blah blah, and I'm like, what word did she say? And like, oh,
Yeah.
and in the old days before the blah 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 times, I'm like, what? What are they on about? What's this?
Yeah, that's unfortunate because I'm sure the author, whoever they are, who made the books, it must be successful because they at least wrote it better than what's being produced, and it must have been a completely different person who took that and adapted it into a screenplay. So whoever
Yeah.
did that is clearly bad at writing. Like
If the
if they're
original,
using normal talk and exposition constantly, there's no way books are like that become successful, right?
no, and it's like, yeah, like,
yeah.
I think the books is like 15 books or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's
it's
not
hard
playing out.
because
It's just not playing
this
out.
Lord of the Rings has all that same exposition, but it's just done better. It's
Well,
just
because it's through conversations, and the way the conversations happen makes sense. You have
yeah,
Gandalf, who's like 100,000 years old. He's so old, people don't even know. And
uh-huh.
so he's seen so much of the world and history and wars and stuff that the way that he's able to speak makes sense because he's like, first off, he's not human, right? He's an angel. I don't think anyone knew that when they were watching the movies, but
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
super old and he's a guide and he talks in a way
Actually.
where you're like, okay, you're like my grandpa figure. You can't even say
Yeah.
father figure because he's so old, but it's like you're like a grandpa figure, where it's like I'm not supposed to see you as an equal or have normal dialogue with you. You're supposed to be someone who just tells me how it is, and like says we're going over here, and the way that he talks is like very alien to the hobbits and stuff. So he would be someone who could give an exposition dump, but do it in a way that doesn't seem ham-fisted because that's also how he is all the time. Because I feel like that's a big thing. Whenever fantasy movies or books or stuff come out that has exposition, it's normally done by someone and then they talk normally. And it's like,
Yeah.
nah, bro. Like you're either someone who has zero social skills and just talks in exposition all the time and like doesn't understand how people talk to each other, or you're a commoner who's like, hey, like what's up, bro? Like hobbits when they talk to each other, they're like, you want to smoke weed? Like let's go. They're like
Yeah.
they have a
No.
really good time. And
Uh-huh.
then
Yeah.
whenever they talk to Gandalf, they're like, this dude is clearly smarter than us. Like we're just simple weed smokers. Like we don't know what's going on. And he's like,
Yeah.
you guys are going on a journey, so get ready.
And
Yeah.
what Lord of the Rings did really well in that like opening
That's a good
epilogue?
question.
Is it an epilogue that you
Yeah,
said?
well, it's the first movie that has basically a literal slideshow. It's like
Yeah, and it like
pure
shows you like
exposition.
what the world's about, and here's the big
Yes.
battle. Here's the bad guy. Here's the
It's
bad
like
guy's
explain
army.
puts everything out
Yeah,
on the table for you so that
And
when you're going into it, you know exactly what you're being immersed into.
yeah,
yeah, but the
Yeah.
way they did it is so epic, and also they did it in a way that's impossible to replicate. You know how there are certain things that seem like they could be a system, like a formula for other producers to say, that's how you make that type of movie successful. But
Yeah.
then it just
I
doesn't seem to
agree.
work. It completely fails. And it's because that's not a formula. That's an original idea. Like the way that
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings did it with
Nice
Kate
nicely
Blanchett, I
put.
think, the elf, where it's just like
yeah,
she starts like whispering in Elvish, and then it starts to come, and then it gets translated magically into English, and then
yeah.
she says like, "Time before time, like things
Yeah.
happened that once were not,
The
and no
time
one
of
there, no
death
one alive
is
is
Those are the
now.
now
OGs.
knows what happened." It's so fucking epic. And then you have a movie, and this is going to be a random kind of toss off, but the first Thor movie, the same thing happens where you're like flying through space and you're getting like a slideshow by Odin, and it's just kind of
Right, I
shit.
don't
It's
remember that.
extremely forgettable. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, shut up,
Don't
movie.
remember
Let's get
that.
to the funny part where Thor's like stupid, and it's
Right.
like, and then it becomes a good movie. But like nobody remembers or liked that opening
I don't
exposition,
remember
which basically
that at
was the
all.
same thing, where there's no characters yet. It literally just starts with narration and it's
Mm.
exposition
Yeah.
about basically the religion of Nordic mythology.
And
Uh,
again, it's about like I think too, it's like some things they need some sort of like somebody that is has I don't know how to explain it. It has like
They need the
some
guide. They need some
they need
dude
like
who
some
knows,
form of like
or like fish out
execution
of water.
on like editing or something. Like I don't know how to explain. It's like this needs to be edited better or it needs to
Oh
not
no,
move.
100%.
Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like if we're gonna do like we're gonna do flames coming out of my hands, the flames need to look or we're not doing it. They are
Yeah.
doing this like magic and shit, and it's like these hand movements and like okay, fine, do the hand movements, whatever, but don't follow it with like if something is just not right. It's like the graphics are just weird. It's like
Yeah,
moving
no.
air and stuff like this. It's like if you're gonna move air, fine, but show us in a different way. Because
Yeah,
that way is not that way is not it. It's not it.
yeah. I think amazing examples of that are Avatar: The Last Airbender, the M Night
Mm-hmm.
Shyamalan version,
Mm.
Yep.
and Suicide Squad, the 2016 one with the witch. She's doing her weird belly dance
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
bro,
The
Enchantress.
graphics.
I'm
The
enchantress.
director clearly didn't
Oh,
know what to tell you, and you guys just made it up on the spot, and the editors were probably cringing so hard, and they're like, we don't know how we're supposed to make this look good, so
Yeah,
they
how are we
tried,
gonna add swirls? Yeah.
and they're like, I will try to do something with this
it's the
movement.
curse
Like,
of this right now. Yeah.
yeah.
The
So
editing. It's
I feel bad for you guys. I think I'm definitely going to skip Wheel of Time, but I appreciate you guys taking the L on this.
Yeah, I mean,
And hurting
we're on
yourself.
episode 4. I don't know how many episodes there is. I assume there's 10
Right, eight or 10.
because yeah, that's the norm these days. I don't know. I guess we'll give you a catch up
End
at
of
the end.
end of season.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
we'll kind of
Yeah.
see if it got any better. Um,
episode 4. I'm like, I'm out. I saw that. I realized.
Okay,
I was like, I'm out. But I will still watch it. But I just
Yeah.
like it. Just
You're
took
not
me
into
like
it.
to episode 4 to be like, okay, I see what the reviews are saying.
And also where the story's going, and it's now.
It's just like they're going to, like Aidan mentioned it in the beginning, they're going way too slow. Like
Yeah.
pick it up, pick the pace up. 4 episodes, we don't need to be here. We need to be
Yeah. Plus, there's
over
15 books. Why are you acting as if you have nothing to go on? Like, why are you acting?
Yeah, it's like come
Yeah, yeah,
on. Yeah, it's like fill
Yeah.
it
Have
up
enough
and
source
like
material.
condense
Yeah.
it more.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
like Game of Thrones where they're like, well, he hasn't written the last book yet, so we better slow down a bit. It's like, no, these books have been around since the 80s or something. Like, it's fine.
Aidan mentioned too.
Yeah.
Aidan, you mentioned too, like what maybe a little bounce off of what Joe was saying is like there maybe isn't a formula yet they have for it. Like for instance, I remember you were mentioning Aidan that uh, with Game of Thrones, you're always guaranteed like a hardcore sex scene and like an action scene. This is like
Hell
you're
yeah.
watching it and it's like you
Every
don't know
episode
what
at
you're
least.
expecting.
Those people happen.
You're
Yeah.
lucky if you're getting something. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's
people
like
used to joke that Game of Thrones was dragons and boobs.
Yeah.
And you always guaranteed dragons or boobs every episode, or violence.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
if people like that, then boom, they're in. Right. So
And
Yeah.
just good people dying. Just
Yeah, yeah.
injustice is guaranteed
Yeah.
every episode. At
Heroes
least every
dying and villains getting villainier.
and just getting what they want every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while you guys were watching Wheel of Time, I got myself a Toronto Library card, and I've been reading some books. So I'm not. This is purely circumstantial, situational, whatever the word would be for it. Because if I'm at home, the last time I read a book when I had an internet connection was probably as a teenager. Like it has been so like I just don't read unless I have no other option, right?
Yeah.
So because of what I'm doing for work, I'm just sitting around. I'm not just sitting around, but I have opportunity to read, and so of course I could do something else like be on my phone, but like I'll save my data, and also I want to try reading. Reading's fun.
I've heard of reading.
Yeah, it's a thing, right? Yeah, you've heard of it. So I got a card, and then I was like, what am I going to check out? And so I checked out this book called
Wheel of Time.
Called Wheel of Time. And let me tell you, it's really slowly paced. The characters are described wearing weird wardrobes. It makes no sense. they're described with having perfect teeth and no dirt on the gas. It's really weird. But no, so I'll give like super quick mini. I got 2 books so far, and so I won't go into in-depth reviews. But the first one is a series of short stories written by an Argentinian blind writer. I think he had vision when he wrote the book that I was reading, but like his entire writing career existed for a lot long after because he went blind like by the age of 30 or something. And he was born in like 1890. He lived until like 1880 or something, so he had a nice long life. And it's interesting because there's like 40 short stories. It's like a page a story. So it's almost like a poem except it's a story, right? And every time he writes as the perspective of like a character of history, whether that's like actual history or like a myth. Like he used like one of the stories was like from the perspective of the Minotaur in like the labyrinth.
Wow.
He's like One time I walked outside and like everyone was terrified of me, but like they don't understand I'm a prince. And I try to tell them and they just scream and run away. And it's because they can't hear him speak, right? Because he's like got a bullhead. And yeah, the thing was, I'm reading this and then at the end that's revealed. So I guess spoiler. But and by the end he's like, and then people, my house has no windows, but it's as large as a city. And sometimes I get lost for days, but I don't get hungry. And then and they say I've lost my mind because I ran my head into the walls. But then people come to visit me, sometimes scared, sometimes trying to kill me, and I kill them all every time. And then by the end, it says something like, "Some days I dream of a man with like an ape head and a bull body, and think, is that the inverse of me or something?" And you're like, "Oh, it's the Minotaur," and it's just really cool. So I really enjoyed his works, and actually I made a YouTube review that I'm going to be dropping next weekend. I think this weekend. Cool. Yeah. So you guys can check that out if you want. But there's that book, and then I'm currently reading a book called Authority, and it's a fictional book. It's the second book of a trilogy. They didn't have the first book in the library, and they don't have the third. They only have the second one. But the first book is called Annihilation, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, the movie with Natalie Portman.
Oh,
so, I loved it, by the way.
So I was like, hey, I watched the movie. I'm sure I don't need to read the first book. I'm just going to pick up the second book and hope that I understand the plot. And so obviously, books and movies sometimes are not identical, but the basic plot is there. I was like, okay, there's this person. They go into the zone. They come out alive, but changed. Good enough.
What's the second one kind of about? Give us a little
rundown. The quick description is, it's a new main character. You're following the path of the new director for that facility, because the director, if you guys seen the movie Annihilation, spoiler, she dies. She goes into the lighthouse and just kind of explodes. So there's a new director now. So this new director's like, okay, so clearly this director was unhinged before she went into the zone, because there's like scribblings on the walls and stuff, and it's all unintelligible and stuff. So he's basically trying to figure out his role, because all these people already know each other. They've known each other for like 20 years, everyone in the facility, and he's like the new kid on the block. And the assistant director loved the director, and so she's extremely hostile towards him, because she doesn't believe that the director died. She's just still in the zone somewhere, because they don't know, because Natalie Portman's character kind of lost her memory. So they've imprisoned Natalie Portman's character, and they're interrogating her. The director's interrogating her while secretly getting a crush on her. Drama. There's a little bit of romance going on, kind of, but like a sick romance, And the whole plot is basically kind of like espionage spy stuff. Like he has a job, but he already found like 20 bugs in his room, and then so he took it, and he's trying to impose his will on the assistant director that's being cruel to him. So he like put the bugs in her room basically, and then he like keeps kind of smelling weird scents, and certain words keep getting said to him. So it's like hypnotic suggestion. So there's like a lot of like what's the government really up to kind of a thing. So it like dives into that conspiratorial kind of thing, but like it's real in this book. So it's like, what does the government do? So even though he's in charge, he feels like he's getting manipulated. Like they're not telling him the whole truth about what's going on in the facility. So you get to know a lot more about the history of the facility, not so much the zone. So the first book is an expedition story about going into the zone, and the second book is like a government conspiracy spy thriller that takes place in the facility. And then the third book, I think, is basically a combination. So I think something happens. I don't know if it's the same character as the director, or if it's now going to be another new character, but the third book concludes it. It's a trilogy, so it ends. So
did you like the movie?
Yeah. I definitely, as I was watching it, I loved it to the point where you know how sometimes when you love something so much, you critique the hell out of it? I remember doing that for Annihilation. I was like, oh, why'd they do this? They should have done that, like really nitpicky stuff. But I loved the concept of the idea of an alien that literally doesn't have any wants. And so it's like impossible to comprehend. It's just this thing that's just permeating and mutating the area around it. It's a very, very alien idea. And I love it.
Yeah, I like that idea of it too. That's what I loved. I'm just like, I just want answers. I want more answers.
But it's like,
there's
what
no
if there's
answers.
no answers?
It's like, what? There's no answers.
It's just
I think
this
that's what
force
it is.
Of alien nature, Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
I love
scary,
aliens.
that idea. Cosmic horror, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like H.P. Lovecraft, except not racist.
I'm missing some good alien stuff, like
Yeah.
I need some good
Yeah.
alien stuff again. I don't know.
Yeah. What really, Scott? Stop making weird dramas about Gucci Gang. It's like get back on that
Yeah.
alien train. Make another alien movie. We're promised a
Well,
third one. God damn it.
he's going to produce an alien TV show.
Oh, damn it. That's gonna suck. I already know it's gonna suck.
Yeah, it'll probably
TV
suck.
shows usually
No.
suck.
But I
Yeah.
think it's because everybody hated Covenant. Was that the latest one?
Well, Raised by
Alien
Wolves
Covenant.
wasn't too bad, but he didn't go full on that. He didn't go full on that.
Raised by
No,
Wolves
no,
was
no.
good, yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
good, yeah. But he
It
didn't
was
go
that,
full
yeah.
on that. He went like some. He went like
Yeah,
maybe
he didn't
40%
write it, I
project.
think, and he only directed like a couple episodes.
Yeah,
So
he was just like an
he was kind of
executive producer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I did enjoy that, and I'm waiting for the season 2.
Yeah, which I think they're filming now, or they're going into production or something.
TV's
So
dry.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. They must
Yeah.
have been delayed because of COVID, but yeah,
TV's
Yeah.
really dry right now. Joe, I don't blame you for picking up the books because TV is dry. You're not missing anything.
right.
You're not
Exactly.
missing
And plus, there's so
anything.
many
It's so
good books
dry.
out there. It's just kind of an effort to read. So
Name one.
like
Name a
literally,
good book,
as
Joe. Name a good
name
book.
a good book. Harry Potter. I'm a what? You're a wizard. A what? A wizard, Harry. I'm a what? I said a wizard. I'm a what? Yeah, you guys seen that video?
Yeah.
A wizard! You're a wizard! God damn it! What are you doing? I'm a what?
I hate Harry Potter.
I don't know why you hate it.
Yeah, you
I was
hate
asking
Harry
if there's going to be a reboot soon. Joe, do you think
Oh,
there'll be a
no.
reboot of Harry Potter soon? Like, when's it going to be? Like,
Call it Harry Waters. Yeah.
Harry
It should be
Waters.
called Harry, but they drop the Potter because that's cool.
Just
And then it turns out to be Harry Osborn.
Oh!
That's a spin.
Or Harry Windsor.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Or
fantastic.
Sharon Osborn.
Sharon.
They
Now
just
we're
call it
cooking.
Harry, and there's no hair. There's no
There's
Harry.
no Harry.
It's just
They
a
just call
lie.
it Harry.
They call the show Harry Potter, and it's just the season 4 of Narcos. Like, it just makes no sense. It's Tiger King season 3.
That'd be funny.
Everyone would be like,
Oh
"What?
my
I don't even
gosh.
what? Like, what is this?"
All right,
Tim and Eric.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm about to.
Oh fuck! Oh no!
Aidan.
I need a weapon.
Shoot Harry Potter.
Do you guys have any
Da-da.
other little notes you guys want to plop in before we
No.
unplug, plug out,
Wait,
plug in?
wait, yeah, I'm trying to think. News. Something must have happened. Black Friday, but I didn't go anywhere because fuck that electronic world, baby. So yeah, hit that up.
Yeah.
That was fun. There's protests all across the UK, specifically at Amazon locations, because
Oh,
fuck
no.
Amazon and the way they treat their workers. But at the same
Oh,
time, I
right.
buy shit from them. So oops.
It's too
What am I
convenient.
to
And
do?
oop, and
And
oop.
I oop. Yeah.
Yep. What can you do? It is
Amazon's
convenient.
evil, and I oop, and I give them money. Oop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They need
But
to put
anyway,
more
yes.
time into Wheel of Time, though. Say that.
Yeah,
They
Bezos,
have the
you need
budget.
to look. You need to go back and rewrite the script as they're shooting it right now, and make it
Yeah,
happen.
'cause it's not landing.
It's not. It's in the
Well,
air.
they're also making that Lord of the Rings, and that Lord of the Rings show seems like a cursed production already. So I'm not that excited.
Oh no!
We'll
Okay,
see.
so we're gonna
see.
watch it to
I'm
just
so
watch the
done.
fire.
I'm so done, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm so done.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Stop.
I can't.
Just make the
Nothing's hitting
Silmarillion.
me.
Just do a different story. Like stop.
I don't even know what the
Nothing gets
story's going to be. I don't know when it's set.
Don't do
You know,
any
it'd be
spoilers.
great.
Stop.
It's the untold story of Frodo's parents who died, because we don't know what happened to them. He just has an uncle Bilbo. So what if it's
Sure.
their story and it's like a spy espionage story, and they're trying to secretly pretend to be orcs wearing the armor.
Oh my god! My nose is like,
They have
to be
updated
honest,
weaponry.
There's like a love
I
triangle with all the
hope
orcs that are fucking.
I hope there's no hobbits in it, or at least no main character hobbits.
You
I'm
hate
done with
hobbits.
hobbits.
Everybody
Oh, no.
is. If
I
you want to
just
fall
hope it's
asleep, just
like-
throw one of those movies on.
It's just men, as in humans, and elves and orcs. I don't want hobbits.
If you
Yeah.
want to fall asleep, throw one of those on. That's all I have to say. It's perfect recipe for a nice sleep.
They're not so-
Yep.
Or you
They're
put
To
on
say that, they're
they're
not so
probably-
bad.
They're
put on
problems.
Halo
They're not-
Infinite Lo-Fi.
I made a video about it. They're problems.
They're so
but-
boring to me. I don't know why. I just feel like they're so boring. And maybe it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's
They're
quite
just
terribly
boring to
paced,
me.
and yeah, that's the thing.
It's like I just want to watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what it makes you want to do. Just
Yeah.
like, why am I watching this? That's why I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again. Not.
It's on Amazon Prime,
Psych.
which is funny. Yeah. Uh,
All right,
uh,
guys.
Yeah.
Well, seems like that's gonna be the show for this week. Hello, bye-bye.
oh,
Bye.
hello.
Hello, bye-bye. Right? Because it could be both.
My
technically. It's
fellow,
both.
my fellow.
Hello, bye-bye.
Wait, what's like a really disparaging term for commoners? My fellow subjects.
Do you fancy
My
some
fellow
tea?
peasants, yeah. My fellow
Oh,
peasants.
actually,
Until next time.
the Queen. This was
Dead
news.
finally.
The Queen is no longer
Came
going
out as
to be the a ruler of Barbados or whatever. You know, like
Oh yeah, I did hear something like that. I didn't know what it was, but yeah, a
Yeah,
specific
because-
area. Some country is finally free.
yeah, it was
And they're
Barbados.
like,
Yeah.
what about Canada? Maybe we should do the same. But 100% they would just enact war upon us. And America would give them weapons and we'd be fucked.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oi, bruv, it's anarchy in the UK. We're losing our marbles over here.
They would
yeah,
just
isn't it?
stab everyone.
Just pass me a beer, bruv.
Yeah.
They like
Just
stab
Just pass me a beer, bruv, to put in your cup holder.
Oi, oi, get me give me a point. Wait,
yeah,
they come in
going.
points. Anyway, we can go on forever, but yeah.
Hey!
Thank you so
Sound
much.
off down
as
below,
always.
guys. Please
Sound
don't
off down
share a
below.
comment.
Are you a stan of Wheel of Time? Let us know.
And have you played
Said
Halo?
no one ever.
By next week,
Oh.
have you?
Yeah, are you a real
also
fan or are you a Joe fan of Halo? I'm a
played?
real fan though, I swear.
He has the he has the gold.
He's got the metal.
Box.
He's got the
He's
metal
got the
one.
gold metal box.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Again, please comment down below. Sound off down below. Plug in, plug out, unplug. Do what you need to
Unplugged.
do.
See you next week.
But we'll see you next week. He's out.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. We're gonna unplug too. We'll see you guys later.